Yo, what is up everybody, and welcome back to another Madden 17 Ultimate Team Pack opening. We are going in on the Black Friday promo, opening up a Black Friday / Cyber Monday promo by opening up a bunch of Blitz packs. These packs have 5 Blitz tickets and then 3 gold or better players. So you'll be seeing a lot of elite flashes, but I'll mainly be the collectibles. And then also I opened up these packs on Saturday when Sean Taylor was out, as well as Amon Green. So we're trying to get those limited time pulls. Sean Taylor's going for about 1 million coins, so we pull him, that would be grand. What I do want to talk about during this whole pack opening is some NFL action. Everything that happened in week 12 in the NFL, besides Monday Night Football, that obviously didn't happen yet, because there was a lot. We had some good Thanksgiving matchups like the Lions and Vikings. The Sunday night game that just finished was off the chains crazy, and just another one of those wild Sunday Night Football games that almost ended in a tie game as we pulled Schrader. And I actually meant to make this video a prediction video for what was going to happen on Sunday and talk a little bit about Thanksgiving as we pulled Jeremy Macklin. I didn't even know Thanksgiving cards were still in packs, but we pulled Macklin, which I'm okay with. That's like 20,000 coins. But what happened was I was going to put the video up Sunday morning, and I recorded the commentary and it just never recorded. Like, I did it live with the pack opening, and the commentary never got recorded, and I wasn't around for the day, so I was only able to put this up now. But I definitely want to recap what happened, because a lot of cool stuff happened, like the Sunday Night Football game. That's the one that just happened. It's the one on my mind, and it was quite the game. Broncos versus Chiefs. It looked like it was just going to be a slug it out defensive game. Neither of the offenses were moving. The Chiefs got some points off, a botched punt. They got the safety, and then the return by Tyreek Hill. That's how they got their 9 points, and then the Broncos were kind of moving slowly. But as Trevor Siemian has done throughout the season, he kind of came through once again as we pull Hayward right there. He came through, he made some clutch plays, made some nice throws late in the game. Like, he hasn't been a great guy or anything like that as we pull Tony Romo, who's a pretty great guy. But he hasn't been like too high or anything like that, but he just seems to make timely plays for the Broncos, and that's part of the reason why they entered the game 7-3. But then Alex Smith led a big time drive after the long touchdown that Siemian threw. They got a last second touchdown to Tyreek Hill. It was barely a touchdown. It was quite the play. It was just showing how close those two teams were, how evenly matched they were. And then the game went to overtime. Both teams kicked field goals. Both kickers actually make their kicks, and then both kickers almost both missed their kicks. Brandon McManus unfortunately had to kick a 62-yarder for his sake, and he kind of hooked it wide to the left. He didn't have too much of a chance right there. Windy night down there as we pulled 2 elites, Robert Kelly and Fletcher Cox. Pretty good pack look we got so far. Like I said, only 3 gold or better players, and we pulled like 5 elites already, so that's really cool. But yeah, McManus has missed that kick. That's a pretty ballsy decision by Gary Kubiak. He trusted his kicker. He put faith on the line that Brandon McManus could kick the second longest field goal in NFL history in overtime in windy conditions, and it didn't happen. And then Cairo Santos almost matched him by missing a field goal of his own. It reminded me of the Sunday night game with the Seahawks and Cardinals. It almost happened again. Literally, probably should have, but some lady luck was on Cairo Santos' side. Off the upright and in as we pull 2 more elites. These packs have been hot so far. No Sean Taylor or anything like that. Nothing big, but these elites gradually add up to quite a lot of coins, making it a pretty good bundle on top of the amount of blitz tickets we're getting. So now the Chiefs are 8-3. They got the first wild card spot in hand. Meanwhile, the Broncos are in danger of missing the playoffs. The defending Super Bowl champions, who have been playing well this season. The Dolphins are there. I forget who else is there. There's another team that's right there, but the Dolphins are there, and I think it's the Bills are in that area. Oh yeah, whoever's now winning the AFC North is also in there. I believe it's the Steelers right now, because the Ravens have the tiebreaker. So it's pretty messy right now for that second wildcard spot. And the Chiefs, this is just a big win for them rather than tying. So it kind of changes everything in that wildcard spot. And then on top of that, this helps the Chiefs stay in contention to win the division against the Raiders, who they already have a win against. The Chiefs have wins against both the Broncos and Raiders, which is really big for them. And they just find ways to win games, man. It seems like they shouldn't be winning these games as they win, but they just keep on finding them. And you might as well just tip your hat to them while they keep on doing that. Kind of like the way the Broncos did last year, winning with the defense the Chiefs have been doing lately. And a lot of other cool stuff happened this week, like the Thursday. I'm used to saying Thursday night, but it's actually the Thanksgiving games. The Lions and Vikings game. The Vikings defense played pretty well. Once again, they bottled up Matt Stafford, who's probably having a career year this year, and they only had 13 points, and they're doing pretty good. Containing Riddick, containing Golden Tate, and all this stuff. And then Bradford just throws this ugly pick at the end of Darius Slay. Absolutely forced it. Should have just not done that. You just can't do that, and that put them in field goal range. And Matt Prater came up clutch 2 times at the end. But yeah, For Sam Bradford, in defense of him, that offensive line is freaking terrible in Minnesota. Probably one of the worst in the NFL. Actually, not probably. It has to be one of the worst in the NFL. And the Lions, once again, just found a way to win a game. This year, there have been so many close games in the NFL. It is so valuable to have a clutch quarterback and a clutch kicker. And the Lions have both. They have Stafford, they have Prater, and now they're 7-4. They have trailed in every game in the fourth quarter, and they're 7-4. That's, once again, tip your hat to those guys. They're finding ways to win games, and that's what it's all about this year, having people that find ways to win games. And the Vikings, unfortunately for them, are starting to find ways to lose games. After starting off as like the last undefeated team in the league, they just keep on finding ways to lose games, and I feel like it's probably going to cost them a shot at the playoffs, because this is just a huge loss in the Lions. It cost them the division this game, since they were battling for the top spot with the Packers reeling. And in the wild card spot, you got the Redskins doing well. The Giants are 8-3. Shout out to my Giants. And then there's a couple other teams messing around. One of those teams that's not messing around that whole spot is the Panthers. Took a tough loss to the Raiders. Came back from down 24-7, I believe, after came through that pick six to Khalil Mack before halftime. And the Panthers, as they've been doing lately, have been rallying. They almost lost their season at 1-5. As you guys remember, the Chiefs started off 1-5 last year and still made the playoffs. And the Panthers definitely had that chance. But their schedule was just so tough. They were finding ways to win these games against the Cardinals, against the Saints. And then they lost to the Chiefs at the last second, and this is the final dagger right here against the Raiders. I think you just gotta stick a fork in the Panthers. This is just not their year. The Raiders, though, I mean, the New England Patriots look a little bit rough. They're not as dominant as you may think they might be. Their defense is very suspect. You have Tom Brady, and that should make you the favorite in the AFC, but it's not a wide open favorite. You got the Chiefs, who are pretty good. You got the Raiders, even the Broncos, they can make the playoffs. With that defense, they can make some noise. I'm not really too sure anybody in the AFC South can mess with them. Maybe the Steelers, if they can be healthy, which is the big if with them for the past couple of years, can mess with the Patriots. But, it's looking pretty interesting. And the Patriots almost lost to the Jets. Almost lost to Ryan Fitzpatrick and the Jets. They put up a big-time fight. Jets and Patriots games, always close games, always come down to the wire. But once again, the Patriots always seem to find a way to win those games. They split the season series last year, and so far the Patriots are up 1-0 thanks to two late drives. One of them, Gostkowski, I believe, got the field goal out of, and then Tom Brady threw the touchdown to Malcolm Mitchell over Darrelle Revis. I believe Malcolm Mitchell got 2 touchdowns over Revis too, which rough for them. There's not too much of a contest for the number 1 seed in the NFC, though, because the Dallas Cowboys won again. Kirk Cousins carved up the defense for 450 yards, but when you're not allowing that many points, that's all good. Like, Robert Kelly put up his yards as well, rushing as we pull him right there. But, Dallas is doing good at, stopping teams eventually before they score that touchdown. And then, of course, their ball control offense with Zeke. Dak Prescott is not making any mistakes, which you wouldn't expect from a rookie. And then you got Des Bryant playing really good lately. Jason Witten's still there. And Cole Beasley's playing out of his mind this year. And the Dallas Cowboys are playing like the best team in the NFL. I hate to say it as a Giants fan, but I mean, it is what it is. The Cowboys, it's not just that they're finding ways to win games like a lot of these teams. Even the Giants have been doing that. They are impressively winning games. And, Kirk Cousins tried to bring them back at the end. The Redskins have been just airing it out, trying to make these comeback victories. They're another team that's been pulling out a lot of close wins this year. But they couldn't do it against the Cowboys. Cowboys just look tough. I don't think there's some unstoppable force that, has a Super Bowl berth guaranteed. Because there are definitely flaws in that team, as the Redskins showed with airing it for 450 yards and actually stopping Ezekiel Elliott. But, Dak Prescott doesn't make mistakes like that, and Zeke, pound the rock. They can control the clock. That offensive line plays the way they play. Dallas is scary. I mean, you know that by now, but it's reality now that Dallas can make noise in the playoffs. It was one thing that they started off hot and all this stuff, and Dak was off to a hot start. Dallas is a team to be worried about in the playoffs. Dallas is a team to be worried about, and then the Seahawks, even though they lost today, I still think they're a team to fear in the playoffs. Even though they lost to the Bucs, they had an off day on the offensive side, but their defense still played really good without Michael Bennett, who is their key pass rusher. He's out, and they're still playing really good, and definitely want that defense in the playoffs. And then, of course, Russell Wilson, you bring him to the playoffs, and he'll probably find a way to win the game. So the Seahawks definitely have that formula set up, even though they lost to the Bucs. And I like the Bucs this year. I just don't like them to make the playoffs. I like them to just go 8-8. Same with the Titans. I think those are two good teams. They had the 1 and 2 picks from last year, and they're building something. But I'm not sure they're building a playoff spot this year. But next year, those are going to be two very scary teams with those two quarterbacks who are starting to figure it out. Both of them had bad starts to the season. Mariota was awful at the start of the season, but he is locked in right now. Jameis Winston was playing really good. He threw like one bad interception against the Seahawks were in like double coverage to Cam Chancellor. But otherwise, Jameis Winston's playing really well lately. Obviously, Mike Evans is playing like a top 5 receiver in the league this year. And the I still think the Seahawks are probably better than the Bucs, but the Bucs got them today, and that's what it's all about. So then, what else happened? I believe the other Thursday game was the Steelers, and the Steelers got the win, but so did the Ravens. So that's like a stalemate in the AFC North. Both teams won. Both teams still have the same record, and those teams play on Thursday Night Football late in the season, and that's going to be one hell of a game. As I get your popcorn ready, Steelers versus Ravens rivalry game with the division potentially on the line because the Bengals are out of it by now. It's gonna be a fun game, man. Always love those games. Even though Roethlisberger and Flacco can put up some weird numbers in those games, it's all about the defenses usually, and it should be fun. Antonio Brown, you got the Ravens who are just putting together this stuff with Terrence West and Mike Wallace and all that. We'll see what happens. The Dolphins had another squeak by win. They're another team that's finding ways to win games, but unlike most of those teams that are finding ways to win games, it's not usually with their quarterback. Their special teams have been phenomenal, and they got another great return today that helped them out. I believe Kenny and Drake almost took back a touchdown. They're getting some kick returns, punt return touchdowns, and then Tannehill, he's doing his part of not really messing things up. And obviously you got to ride a Jaye who cooled down from rushing for 200 yards every game, but they're still finding, they're still putting it together. Almost lost to the Niners, who put up one hell of an effort today. I don't think the Niners are as bad as their record shows. Like the Browns even are not as bad as their record shows. The Niners are losing a couple of tough games, but They put a solid game together today. Colin Kaepernick, he played a really good game. Not really good. He played a pretty good game. Almost got the win. Almost though. Didn't get the win. Then of course the Browns lost to the Giants. They stayed in it. They played a gritty game defensively against Odell Beckham and Eli Manning and all that stuff. Kept it together. Had a chance to go for a touchdown to take the lead. I believe it was a 6-point game, or it might have been an 8-point game. No matter what it was, Josh McCown was playing pretty bad. Ended up fumbling the ball. JPP took it back for 6. And that's pretty much all she wrote. And then Odell had a pretty decent game. And then the Chargers and Texans game in that AFC South. I believe that's all we got time to talk about for the rest of the day. Since the Colts lost, Andrew Luck's concussed, the Texans had a chance to get a huge win to try to run away with the division, and they weren't able to seize the opportunity at home against a Chargers team that has had trouble closing out games. They've been one of the notorious chokers of the league, as we pull our first elite in a while, and Hecker right there, who might be the best punter in the league. But that's another story for another day. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the AFC South, where the Titans are creeping, and I said that I don't think the Titans will win the division. They still might do it. They got another game against the Texans. They got another game against the Colts to try things out, and that division is just straight up for grabs. Just because Brock Osweiler is so, I don't want to say bad, but he's not really too good. So not good. That division is easily up for grabs, and anything can happen right there. And it's just, football's been great this year. I know the ratings have been down, and there's a little bit of reasons why. You can tell, like, commercial breaks are too long. Some people claim they don't watch football because Colin Kaepernick protests the anthem. I don't know how real that is, but what I do know is, especially lately, these NFL games have been great all throughout. We got another great Sunday. We got some great, the Panthers and Raiders game was great. The Sunday Night Football game, we got some good Thanksgiving action with the Redskins and Cowboys, and then the Vikings and Lions. The Jets game came down to the wire, and I just can't wait to see what happens next. So we're opening up this little topper right here, and that'll do the video. Hope you guys leave a like if you guys enjoyed it. Unfortunately, no Sean Taylor pull or nothing crazy like that, but we'll get him another day. We'll see if we can pull another limited edition player or something like that, and maybe next week. Maybe it'll drop a new Giants. We'll get Lawrence Taylor or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, so leave a like if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe for more, and I'll catch you guys next time.